your speaker view so that it's just you and you don't have to look at my mug. And everybody mute and write down questions. Get your pen and paper. And Lindsey, it's all yours, girlfriend.
Okay. All right. Well, everybody's always asking me like what I talk about or like how I do my posts, and so I just wanted to talk about just overall social media with everyone. And then like, because I guess a lot of people don't know what they want to talk about and what will be engaging for other people. So I wrote down a list of what I post about, and I would say food, of course, because everybody likes healthy recipes and they want to know what kind of foods you eat when you're trying to get healthy. And then I found success with asking people to comment to ask for the recipe. And then I private message them the recipe, because then that gets a lot of people to ask about it and then a lot of interaction on that post. And then, but I don't always do that either, because it's going to get annoying if they have to ask every single time. So I just do that every once in a while whenever I feel like this would be a really good one and a lot of people are going to want that recipe, then I do it.
Hey, Linz, can I just ask you really quick? Can you just give us a little intro of who you are, just and where you are as a coach? Just a little intro, because you're going to be doing a lot of these things, and and so guys, just remember, just take note of this day, because this is like the start of this woman's amazing career in this in Beachbody, and she's going to be doing a lot more calls. So give us a little insight, just a quick 1 to 2 minute thing of who you are, you know, what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. And I'll shut up and then you can go.
No, you're good. I'm Lindsey. I am 26. I live in Florida with Adam. He's right here. Yeah, he's nice. Like Ophi said, I've been a coach since Summit in July, and that's where I met a lot of you, which was awesome. And then we've just added a whole bunch of people ever since then, so I'm super excited to meet more of you. And then I like cats and wine. So that's pretty much my life. I don't know what else. I don't know what to say about myself.
Where are you as a coach?
As a coach, what do you mean where?
Rank.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. I am currently an Emerald coach. I've got one leg that's awesome, which Christina knows all about. She's on that one. Amy's team and everything. They're doing incredible. And then my other leg's all kinds of wonky, and that's okay. But slowly building it, or not actually so slowly lately. And just excited to keep going and get other people as excited as, you know, Amy and Christina and all of them are about it. It's awesome actually finding people with passion about helping people. I don't know if everybody went to the Coach Open House where I did my video, but that actually told more about, you know, who I am and where I came from and why I chose to be a coach. So we can always watch that later. Does that sound good? Is that good where I am? Okay. So where I was at before that, for food posts, I mean, also I know Ophi does this where she says go to my business page and then the recipe is there. That's also a good way to do it. And then I talk about Shakeology, and in those posts I talk about what it has done for me specifically, and then I talk about ingredients in it and what they do for you, and then what they've done for other people that I know. And then one thing I want to try and start doing is a weekly, maybe more, ingredient post. Like, this is one of the ingredients in it and this is what it does for you. There's like 72 plus ingredients, so it'll take a long time to go through all of them. So I think that that's a cool idea. And then I post about my workouts, almost always with a photo, which is helpful because people are visual people. Let's see. I talk about whether it went really well and I upped my weights or something. I also talk about that it was really hard. Whatever happened that time. I am super honest and super real about it. Like, be 100% you in all of your posts. That's really important. I talk about my day, which is a weird thing that I just started doing, mostly in bullet point format. And I'll be like, this is what I did this morning. And it's weird, but for some reason people read that, and my days are usually really busy and I got a lot done. And those are the days that anytime that I have a day that was really productive, I do it like that. So I can show people like I'm going places, It just inspires people, I guess. I don't know. But they get good ones. And then successes. I think that everybody should always talk about their successes, no matter what it is. Like, if you got a gift from your coach in the mail, or you got a Success Club prize, or a weird little gift from Beachbody, or when you up your rank, you get the little wristband. Post all about that. Post about making Success Club and what that means to you. Nobody really understands what that is at this point, but they're excited that you're doing well. So all of that, especially in your personal or your health and fitness goals. Post about how awesome you're doing, because they want to see that if they want to be involved in it. And then recognition. So like, if you have a text message or, a Facebook message from customers or other coaches on your team that is something exciting. It could be something totally small, like, oh, I made my Shakeology today. It was awesome. But screenshot it and then post it. But most of the time I don't post names or tag anybody in it, but if they say I can, then I do, because then their friends are going to see it too. But I do that all the time. Let's see. And then the same with Success Club points. I just started doing this, where I make what everybody on my team made that month, and then at the beginning of the next month I'll say what they did the previous month, which I found to be super cool. It makes them happy. Like, that's the best part, is making my team happy too, and making them feel like they're doing a good job and that they're getting the recognition for that. And then I also have just kind of thought about doing coach spotlights and customer spotlights, or challenger spotlights. So people in my challenge groups, I'll make a post about how awesome they're doing, and I'll ask them before if I can put it on Facebook and tag them about how incredible they're doing. I'll take a picture that they pick out sometimes and they feel comfortable with, and then I'll post it and tag them in it. Same thing with coaches. I'll say, this is a coach on my team that is doing a really great job, and I just wanted to give them a shout out, pretty much. But I'll talk more about them and what they're doing, and how great, what they're doing great in. And then also talk about things that are not fitness and health and food related, because people get annoyed if you just talk about it all the time. So I have made a point to post something super random, like my cat or pizza. It's food, but it's still pizza. And then also the coaching opportunity. I try to do that maybe once a week, maybe once every couple weeks, but people need to know that it's a possibility, that it's there. And I think a lot of people feel nervous about talking about it, and so they don't. But people need, when you're talking about the opportunity, tell exactly what it's done for you. Not just, oh, you can do this, you can do that. No, this is what it's done for your life. It's really important that they feel that it's real and it's not
you could earn a 6-figure income in this amount of time. No, like, it's hard and totally worth it, because my best friend lost 20 pounds in the last couple months, like, stuff like that. Anyway, and then, so that's pretty much what I post about. And then I wanted to talk about photos. I don't use stock photos. I have before, but I don't anymore. I don't think that it's a good idea. I want to be the one that took the picture, or in the picture. Be smiling in all your pictures. Like, I'm not very good at that all the time, but it's really important that people think, see that you're happy and that this is helping you in your life. But be in all your pictures. Like, if you're going to do a promo for 22 Hardcore, be holding it or something like that. I don't know. But I think that everybody should not use stock photos, my opinion. And then Ophi taught me about word swag, and it changed my life. Word swag is awesome. It's an app on your phone. It's like $5.
I think it was $4.
$4?
Totally
Okay.
worth it.
It's worth it. And then you can do in-app purchases for more of them if you like. But it was awesome. I use what?
What is it?
Words. Oh, yeah. It puts texts on the pictures, like different formats of text, and makes it really pretty. Does that sound right? Okay. It's not a filter or anything. It's just text, and it makes it look nice and professional. And then I also really like the idea of using words on almost all of your photos, because people, like I said earlier, are visual people, and they're going to be scrolling with their thumb, and they're not going to stop at just a picture. They're going to stop to read something like that catches their eye. So sorry. So I think that that's good, but don't have it be like this big long thing, but just something that catches your eye, a nice quote or something. I don't know. Also, I like to post straight to Facebook. We've had several conversations about this recently, about, posting through Instagram and having it transfer into Facebook, or, using Buffer. Buffer is where you set up posts in advance, and it posts for you at specific times that you set up. I like to use Buffer when I'm super busy, and it's really convenient. I like it a lot. But a lot of people think that you don't get as much interaction, or that people don't see it if it goes through a third party. So as much as I can, I post straight to Facebook from my phone. That includes videos too. But and so I'll go through and I'll put it on Instagram, and then I'll go and put it on Facebook at the same time. And then what else did I see? Oh yeah. Okay. So Adam does this, and I think this was a great idea. Take your own stock photos. You can use them 400 times, but go outside and take like pictures of nature in your backyard, your things in your life, and just take a whole bunch of them, and then you can use word swag and make some pretty saying, and then put your team name or your at thing and tag, that's it, and then put your tag on there, and then people know it's yours, but it's also your life. It's not something you took off Google. And then when you post your posts, have one, what did we call it? Not a header, but a like
eye-catching
first sentence. Yes. The people are doing their scrolling thing, and they're going to see the very first part of what you have to say. If it's a long post, they have to click read more. Are they going to click read more if it's a whole bunch of words, or if it's one small sentence that catches their eye, and then you have to click read more to see anything else? Like like paragraph down. You can click the enter button on your phone a whole bunch of times. And so they have to click that. And then at that point, they're going to want to read it because they already clicked it. So you might as well. But that's what I noticed helps a lot, because I make really big posts and I like doing that. It works for me and people actually read them. So I think that helps in getting people engaged and wanting to read it. And then when you're typing out the post, keep doing the spaces, like make paragraphs and stuff, because people hate reading one giant run-on sentence. Like, it's hard to read and they're not going to do it. I know I don't do it. I'll make unnecessary paragraphs, like just one word and then the next line, one or two words. But it works because it catches their eye and it doesn't take them that long. And then the next thing that I wanted to talk about was creating your brand. And that isn't always easy for everyone to figure out, like, what's my brand? I don't have any idea. So I would say think of 5 things that you like or that you like to do, something that that's just you, like something that people think of when they think of you. And if you can't think of anything, then scroll your Facebook page, like your personal profile, scroll down, see the things that you've shared, the things that you've posted and people have shared to your wall because they thought of you when they saw this. That's your thing. Like, everyone tags me in wine posts all the time, all of the wine posts, because they know I like wine. And so it works for me. And so I post more about wine than I actually drink wine, because that's what they think of when they think of me. And same thing with cats. Like, I'm a cat person. Everybody knows that. So I have used that. So just think of what is your thing and then use those 5 things or however many and just hone in on those. And then let's see. Okay. Another thing that I talk about a lot is fibro. I was diagnosed with fibro 10 years ago, fibromyalgia, chronic pain disorder. And I talk a lot about that, about my past with it, about my experiences with it, because that is my thing. Everyone knows that I had this thing that affected my life so drastically, and it's different now. My life is completely different now. And so they think about that, like, they know that. And so I talk about it a lot. And that's a lot of the people on my Facebook are people that I've known for a long time. So they've seen my entire transformation, and that's just something that I talk about anyway, because it makes you, it makes you real to them. And that is actually one of the most important parts that I wanted to talk about for this. I use the phrase dig deep in my notes, Sean. I want everyone to feel comfortable being uncomfortable. Your posts, like, I post about things I would never have talked about before, ever. Things that are super uncomfortable for me. But I do it. And I do it in a way that makes it seem like I don't care about, like, that it's just an everyday thing to talk about it, but they have no idea that clicking submit is super hard for me. So, like, and then they're reading, like, my personal life, the last however many years and stuff that I've gone through, and they love that. So think of the things that Beachbody has helped you with and changed in your life, and talk about it. Whether it is the fact that you struggled really badly with your weight, or postpartum, or depression, or I know a lot of people even talk about their eating disorders or marriage problems or whatever it is. Maybe coaching helped you through some of that, or made you discover parts of you that you didn't know that affected. And that is going to be everything. Everything that you need to talk about, because other people are struggling with those same things, and they don't know that they have this community and this lifestyle that can help them. So I think about your why and then talk about it. Because everybody talks about their why. Like, I've seen videos about your why on our like Coach Basics groups, but I don't see them post about it on their personal profiles. Like, they don't talk about it with other people, but they talk about it within our coaching group. So it's important to talk about it everywhere, because you're going to help people the more that you talk about things that you're uncomfortable with, that make you you. Post before and afters, yours, all the time, because people want to see your actual progress. Not because I had somebody post today, on a friend of mine, that she hated It Works because nobody ever talked about their own progress with it. She was like, all of my friends on my timeline are just posting about sales, and not like, if they actually did these wraps and posted before and afters, it would make sense, but they're not. All I ever see is this. And it made me sad. Like, that's not what it's about. And if you're going to be in that kind of industry, like, whether or not it's, it works or another company, like, it needs to be about what it's doing for your life and how it can help other people. Let's see. And then also telling your story in bits and pieces. Like, people want to hear the real you and where you came from and all this stuff you're uncomfortable with, but do it in a way that they're going to want to read it later too. They're going to want to learn more about you. So just do it a little bit at a time. They're going to look for your next post to see what you had to say there and see, what else they can learn. So basically the point of all of that is to be real and show people that you're real, because that's what they want. That's what everybody wants. And your life isn't always happy go lucky, beach body changed my life. Sometimes it sucks, and they want to hear that too, because it can change your life, but you're real. And then building your network. A lot of people I hear say that they can't do this because they don't know enough people. But like, literally, you just have a Facebook and you've got the whole world. So I don't believe that. But I use Facebook and Instagram almost exclusively. And I think you should focus on, one or two of them, because I know people that have built their entire business on Facebook or their entire business exclusively on Instagram. But then there's also like Snapchat and Twitter and Periscope and YouTube and all of these other outlets that you can also use eventually if you want. But for Instagram, like, we've already kind of talked about Facebook and how I do that. I do most of mine there. But for Instagram, I would say, like, Facebook, I post a billion times a day. I just do, like 5 or 6 or whatever. Instagram, I only do like 3, because people don't have as many people that they follow or friends or whatever. So they're going to scroll and they don't want to see your face like 8 times a day. So that, and then I use hashtags. They're great things, great tools, but I hashtag in a different comment than my original post. So I'll post it and then comment on it and do all my little hashtags after that, because one of my friends said she did it that way and she's had great success with it. So I take a lot of advice from her. And then let's see. Oh yeah, go back to those things that those 5 things that I said, make you, or things that you're interested in. Search through hashtags about those things. Like, I like the show Grey's Anatomy. So if I go through and I look up Grey's Anatomy as a hashtag, find a bunch of people who like Grey's Anatomy, that's how I build my network. Because it's not about health and fitness, but maybe those people like that or are looking to get into it. And if you hashtag fitness on Instagram, you're going to find 5 billion coaches and fitness professionals that don't want to talk to you. So hashtag and find people in a different outlet entirely, like, TV shows or, healthy food or, something like that. So you at least know that they like healthy stuff. It's going to be a lot of scrolling through people and seeing who would be interested. Like if they're very not into health, you can pretty much tell, so they're probably not going to talk to you. And then also, this is Team Beachbody, so you have to stick within the United States and Canada. So also look for people that are not from those areas, because Instagram is huge in like Germany too. So, and then based on those hashtags, when you're looking up people, I do the system that Shalene Johnson does on her Instagram. I can't remember how many it was. We were just talking about that. But I would say, I think it's 5 likes, 3 comments or 2 comments, and 1 invite. That's how I do it. I'll like 5 of their pictures. I'll comment on a couple of them and say something about that picture, like specific, so it's not, oh, hey, love it, and that's a fake profile, obviously. So I say, oh my gosh, where'd you get those shoes? Or something like that, because they're adorable. And then the invite, I do, hey, I absolutely love your profile, or something similar to this, but I love your profile. I'd like to get to know you better. You're super sweet. If we've chatted a couple times at that point, my link is in my bio for my Facebook. I'd love to get to know you. If you'd friend request me and we can talk, something like that. And that's actually, I've gotten a few Facebook friends that way. And I think that's where I met my friend Lauren, and she bought a challenge pack from me through me the other day. And she's going to be in my 21 Day Fix group. So you never know. You can meet, and my friend Caroline has actually built her entire business doing that. She uses the term, let's connect. And I don't like that. I think it's weird, but use whatever works for you. Let's see. And then Facebook friend requesting, eventually you have to friend request people that you don't know, and that's super weird for me. I don't like it. I get really uncomfortable doing that, but I've made so many new friends doing this. But generally, so far, I'm just to the point where I Facebook friend somebody who has asked about it on somebody else's post that like tagged me or whatever, like, oh, hey, what's 21 Day Fix on this friend's post? And I'm like, friend request you and I will tell you. But I usually do that if they've asked about it or asked about, what I do. And then even if they don't, end up getting a challenge pack or getting a program or liking the idea of Shakeology, then their friend request, they're friends with you, and they're going to see what you're doing every day, and maybe one day they will. Maybe they'll get excited about it. But I always message them, always. If they were interested in something, that's an easy way to message them and be like, oh, hey, okay, this is how this works. But if Hold on. Always message them to tell why you have requested them, because they tell them you requested them because they asked and you wanted to make it easier to get to know them. If you've requested someone, message them and tell them why you added them, not because, oh, I work with Beachbody and thought you could use exercise in your life. No, that doesn't work. But like, this is for people that you don't know or that didn't really ask for your friend request. So yeah, don't tell them that, but be like, hey, we have mutual friends, and I like, scroll through their profile first and see if this is somebody that you would want to get to know. And if it is, then do it. Then message them, say, I liked all of your posts about Leonardo DiCaprio because he just won his Oscar, and that's cool. I don't know, but something that you liked about it. And then I always end with, hope that's okay, because I'm awkward. But there's nothing worse than getting a friend request and they just want to sell you something, and that's not what we're about. Your main goal is to become their new best friend. Anybody that you talk to, all of them. You want to be close with them. You want to have a real friendship and relationship with them. So that's your main goal here. And then, when telling people what you do, slip it into conversation. Like, I work at a hotel. I have had several people ask me for my business card, and I don't have one, but I talk about what I do and what I want to do, and they get super excited. Well, hey, hit me up. And then I can't. But I am working on getting a business card. So I tell everyone, get business cards, because it's super important, because you can tell anyone, grocery store people, what you do, and they're going to ask you more questions. And then challenge groups was pretty much the last thing that I wanted to talk about. I think it's really important to team up with other coaches on your team, or other coaches somewhere else. I've done that too, and it worked out really well. Not only because it's really hard to do on your own, I mean, not necessarily, but it can be, but that you get more people in the groups when you have more people running it, more coaches running it. And if you're talking online about your successes and how awesome your challenge group is going, saying like, oh my gosh, there's like 40 ladies doing awesome, that's going to sound way better than the 3 ladies that I have are kicking butt. It's still awesome either way, but having more people will sound better to people that have no idea what you do. So I always recommend teaming up. Like Amy and Caitlin and I are doing a challenge group. We have between 20 and 25 women doing it this month. It's incredible. And I had never thought that we would have a challenge group like that, but we are all doing it together. And so it grew really fast. And then let's see. For the first time, I used an event invite. I've never done it like that. And at first, I invited everyone that I thought might be interested in it, and then I would private message them, basically a hey girl, and said, hey girl, I know you like fitness and you work out all the time, thought you might be interested in this. If not, it's cool. But let's see. Then I ran out of time, and I ended up making a post about what I was going to do, and then I mass invited everyone that I know. And that is not necessarily the recommended way to go about it, but it's not adding people to a group that they're going to see all the notifications for 3 months about. I hate that. This is just an invite, and so they can put if they're interested or if they are not, and then it'll go away. That's what I like about that. So that worked out well, and I actually had a lot of interest just from people that I had no idea would ever be interested. which was pretty cool. My aunt bought one. I was so stoked. And then, let's see. Anyone who said that they were going or that they were interested in it, then I private messaged those people after I did the mass invite. That's how that worked out well. Keeping up a conversation with them and a relationship with them for several days, talking them through it, told them what to expect, explained why Shakeology was important, all of that. And then after that, I created a group for the challenge group, and I added all those people today. And then we start Monday. Anyone that I messaged for the mass invite, I told them, I included at the end, if you aren't interested this time, please feel free to invite anyone that you think might be. I had like 3 or 4 referrals that way, which was really awesome. I didn't even think about that before, but I mean, I've made several new friends and Facebook friends, and a couple people I think are going to be in my group because of that. And then I also included a prize for the challenge group. I think that's a great way to get people motivated, honestly. And Beachbody's rules, you can't have a prize over $25, I do believe was the rule. Yeah, okay, cool. But I still think that it's a good idea. And I personally only include a prize for people that are doing the program, Shakeology, and have the most points at the end. Aren't working with any other coaches and aren't coaches themselves. That way it's fair for everyone, and that everyone is getting the most benefit. Like I think Shakeology is important, and so I'm going to include it for the people that invested their money and their showed that it was important to them as well. I also put in this one that they get points for making a post on their personal page and tagging me in that. So all of their friends are going to see it and maybe ask about it, and I will keep up with that and maybe make new friends through that, or have new people that are interested through them telling other people. And then I also included that you get points if one of your friends, your referrals, joins the next group. So they get like 5 points or whatever if one of their friends decides to do it the next time. Literally the last thing that I wanted to post was not to just straight up post your coach link. I don't like that. That's one of my biggest pet peeves, I guess, or just something that turns me off to the whole program if I'm interested in learning about something from somebody else. I walk people through their orders personally, and I send it when they ask for it, if they ask how to do it. But you start a real conversation first before ever talking about selling them something or them buying something. What? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said something. But I mean, honestly, when you just post your link anywhere, it looks like you're trying to sell something and say like, buy from me here. It's awesome. Like that doesn't tell them what it is. Like, why is it awesome? What's it done for you? What about other people? Like, what is it and why would I want it? It doesn't tell them any of that. So that is what all of the rest of everything that I said is. That's your link. Your link is your smile and your life-changing stories and your daily progress and successes. If they want to know how to get involved, they can ask about it. But you are a coach. You're not in sales, basically. That was about it.
That was so awesome, girl. Well done. Yay. I have like a ton of notes.
Did I talk too
a bunch
fast?
of questions, but I'm going to open it up now, guys. Time to ask. We have 15 minutes, well, 10 minutes for questions. Hit her up. Smart people ask questions. Start asking.
I had something to add because I know we have a lot of new faces. And I know something that I know Lindsay talked about, making your own pictures and not using all the stock pictures. And when you're going in on Pinterest and you're finding these pictures, a lot of them already have tags and they have other people's names on them, and you're just sharing them, and that's just giving away their name and not yours. So when you're making these new pictures, put your name on them, you know, your @ sign, or I mean, even whatever it may be, your name fitness or your Instagram tag. That way, if somebody else shares them, that's kind of another way to get your name out there, because they're sharing your picture with your name, like you were kind of doing before you figured that out and got smart about it. So that's a good way to get your name out with that. And you got to also think that if they have you as a coach, they probably have 5 to 10 other coaches that they know. And that puts you out ahead of these other coaches that are having the same stock photos over and over and over again. So that was a great point, Lindsay. I like that.
Yeah, like one of the things too, like you said, they probably know like 5 or 10 other coaches. So why are they going to pick you? Like, you need to be professional and like, okay, some of us aren't like 17-star diamonds, or that's not even a thing, but
Star
38
diamond.
stars.
Is that even real?
Yeah, that's how professional they are. But you can act like it. Like, start to act like it right now. If you talk about how awesome you're doing, even though you're maybe not doing like as awesome as this other person, you're still doing awesome for you. So, and you're doing better than they are because they haven't even started.
You know what I liked about what you said? One thing that you said was be comfortable about being uncomfortable. I like that because people can really connect with you. Hey girl, let's connect. No, I'm just kidding. No, but they can connect with you from the heart. And I think being comfortable about being uncomfortable is really a key point that you brought up, Lindsay, because if you're afraid to show who you are on social media, nobody's going to be able to connect with you. And I like that you say that because you do it in such a way that there's an upswing to it. You don't just lay out, oh, I'm really having a bad day and life sucks, and then leave it at that. You have an upswing to your post. There's always that positive note to it. Even if you're having a bad day, there's a positive note to it. But you still laid out a little bit of who you are and what you've gone through. And that's a great point. I love that you brought that up. That's very valid, and that's very true. And I've seen that happen with a lot of top coaches, that they do, like if you watch the Tara Cars and if you see how she posts, she bears her soul in bits and pieces, but there's always an upswing. And that was a great point. Very good point, girl. Very good point, girl. All right, guys, start asking questions. Come on.
What's the app that you guys are using to write on the pictures?
Word swag.
Okay.
What other apps do you use for filters and stuff?
I use this app. It's called iWatermark. If you guys, I don't know how many people follow me here, but I have this border that I made, and I use iWatermark to put that on there on most of my photos, and it just has my little motivation for miles and then my URL under it.
I wondered how you did that. I was like, what, does he write that all the time?
It's an app that I put a picture in, and I set it up to just automatically load, so it takes me 6 seconds to put that over it, and then I save it, and then that's how I do that. And then I combine that with Word Swag to put the fancy little scripts on some of my photos, and I just started doing that recently, and I've gotten a lot of attention from that. So I definitely recommend iWatermark. I got I paid like the $1 or $2 or whatever for the one that doesn't have advertisements and stuff, because I don't like to sit through little advertisements and whatnot. So
what about filters, guys? Do you use filters or anything like that, or videos?
I do, and I'm actually gonna screenshot my phone where it shows what apps I use, because I use so many different ones. I just play around until I find one that I like, or that works for me for the mood I'm in. So so I'll
So is your rule of thumb then you just kind of use it's just based on what you're feeling at the moment, or what the post is like for your filter or whatever app.
Most of the time I use, sorry.
Shut up.
No,
It's all
you're good. I use Photo Grid or Photo RS. I use those a lot. Probably the most. Yeah. But I use all of them at some point.
WordSwag also
They're
has a
fun.
couple of filters too.
Yeah, their filters are neat.
Yeah.
I liked them.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a couple of built-in things in WordSwag that's pretty awesome, and it's worth the money. It's a couple of bucks or $4 or something, but it's definitely quick and easy to make your pictures more noticeable, so you don't have to go out and get some image editing thing on your computer and switch back and forth, because eventually you're going to get so frustrated with that it just doesn't make sense to do anymore, and then you're going to have less engaging posts, and $4 is definitely going to pay for itself if you invest in that WordSwag.
Yeah.
Do you have a set time that you post?
Generally I do some people do it every 2 hours. I saw this one person, she has like 17,000 followers or whatever on her page, her business page. But she posts literally every 2 hours. It was crazy. But like I set up for either 6:30, 7:30 in the morning, and then I post again at like 9-ish whenever I get up, and then between noon and 1. And then I set up sometimes to post while I'm at work, because I work 3 to 11. So every once in a while I'll be able to post at like 7 or something like that. 7, I don't know. But just whenever you feel like people are going to be on that you know the most.
I have a question. You didn't really talk about this, but I'm not even sure. But kind of like how you sort of do like your time for this. Do you have like a set time, like during, like say Sunday, you sit down and you kind of plan out your week, or do you just fly by the seat of your pants? How do you work your scheduling out?
Honestly, I need to be way more organized. I mostly do the fly by the seat of my pants. Whenever I think of something that would be a good post, I pretty much just write it out. And if I shouldn't post it right then, because it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, then I set it up to post later, or I save it somewhere and then I remember in the morning. But
so you write things down if an idea comes up for you. There you go. That's great. That's a great idea.
Well, usually in notes on my phone, like I have an iPhone, so the notes section, I have all of these different random sayings and stuff on that. Or Evernote. I use Evernote for a lot of things too, to keep organized, which is working kind of. But most of the time I do this in the morning. We get up at like 8:30 or 9. We drink Shakeology. We work on posts for a little while and set up some stuff, and then we exercise, lunch, get ready for work, and then the day. Like that's pretty much our set schedule for right now. But so we really only work on it for an hour or 2 a day. My days off I literally just sit on the couch all day long and message people. That's how that goes. I get nothing done anywhere else, but I get a lot accomplished in keeping up with people.
So that is a schedule. You do have something, and you do that every day.
For the most part, like my days off mess everything up because I want to go like have lunch or go to the beach. So.
Well, you want to be, yeah, okay. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's good. That's a good question, Miss Abby, and I miss you.
I'm so excited that you were talking tonight. I really am. Like, this gave me something to look forward to. I'm really excited that you got to do this.
Yeah, this was fantastic presentation. Oh my gosh, Lindsey. And it's just, you know what? You guys just take note of this. Mark this in your calendars because this is history. This is her first real official, like, you haven't done another presentation anywhere, have you, Lindsey?
No, but I have one scheduled for another team. She's a 2-star diamond, and
you're fine.
Yeah,
Hone in who you are, break it down, your elevator talk. So imagine that you had to talk to somebody about who you were in an elevator ride, have that ready before you do your presentation. That's your elevator talk.
I
Yeah.
don't know anybody on her team besides her. So.
Well, Adam's going to be on there, so you'd be fine.
Oh, okay, cool. All I can see is your hat.
That's scary. That's scary. Any other questions, guys? I have one. What would you say, you talked about stuff to do. What would you say are the top things not to do when you're sharing on social media?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I actually was going to find a post or something, because I proofread like crazy. Proofread whatever you're posting 7 times, because you're going to see something that isn't written right. It could be misconstrued, or it could be taken away that is negative on accident. That's not what you meant at all, but it could be. So you have to word things and switch it around, because I've noticed myself doing that so many times, and I'm like, oh no, I want to fix that, and have it, that upswing that you were talking about. Always have it, end on a positive note. Be,
Second episode of Jerry Springer. He has that little talk at the end where it's like,
yeah.
oh, crazy stuff just hit the fan, but by the way, life's great.
Yeah.
What not to do is really just, ending on a down note, just talking about what sucks in your life, and just talking about what's on sale, or just posting your link, stuff like that. And just posting about other people, like the successes of top coaches and stuff. Yeah, it could be a really successful business, but this is your business, not theirs. So you want to talk about your life and your successes. Is that a cat, Jennifer? Oh, it's your dog. Oh my goodness, so cute. Okay, sorry about that. I got distracted.
Okay, so if there aren't any more questions, we're going to go ahead and let me change this back to gallery view so we can take a big, oh, look at all the people that showed up for your call. Oh my God, I'm so excited. One note, guys, we're going to have tomorrow. I'm going to post it on our Concrete page, but some of you know that I've teamed up with 2 other coaches, and we're actually getting Mandy Clossy is a CPA, and she will be talking to us at a special time tomorrow at 8, if you can get on. If not, I'll record it. And she's going to talk about do's and don'ts at tax time in this business. I know a lot. Yeah. If so, you guys have a lot of questions about what can I deduct? What should I do? What should I write off? How should I do my taxes? 8 o'clock tomorrow. I will have the link for the Zoom chat, and I'll post it. It'll be actually my link. They're going to use my Zoom link. But I'll post it, and it should be a good, good chat and good training session. And I know around tax season, we all have all these questions. I'm not an accountant. None of you, well, maybe some of you are, I don't know. But you need to hear it from a professional, and she's a CPA, and she's also a coach, and she's just really cool, and I've known her a long time. So tomorrow at 8 will be questions about taxes and your Beachbody business. Okay?
Recorded?
Huh?
Will that be recorded?
Yes, it will be recorded. I'll make sure that it is.
Cool.
All right. All right. So who wants to take the picture, Adam?
I can take it.
Okay. Everybody, wait. Everybody has to look good. Okay. Amanda, hurry up. Get your phone down, girl. Candid
shot. All right. Ready?
Okay. Ready?
3, 2, 1. All right.
Woohoo! All right, guys, I love you like crazy. I am so proud of this team. I have another thing in the works with some leaders, my diamonds that are current diamonds. We're going to be doing some local training in Indianapolis. We're planning on May, and we're going to be doing some local training. We will live stream it for our coaches that are in different states, okay? So it'll be me, Lindsey, Karen, Hendershot, and some other diamonds on our team. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. West side in the house. So be looking forward for that. I'll be posting more stuff on that. And I love you guys. Just keep rocking it, keep changing lives, and have a good night. Thanks for showing up. Good job, Lindsey. I feel like the Brady Bunch. Goodbye. Night, everyone.